Afternoon all. How are we all doing? Where is everybody? 18. We're going up. How's everybody doing? All good? Good mornings? Pretty weird morning so far. Morning, Diamond. Afternoon even. One or the other. One of them. Morning or afternoon. Happy Monday, KB. Thank God for Lee and these live sessions. Afternoon, Jose, Nasir. I was just watching the Euro US dollar going up. I'm interested in shorting this. It's a nice RSI extension to the upside. We are filling this gap. Well, I say propulsion. It's not really well, kind of is a propulsion gap, isn't it? But it's this isn't a propulsion gap, but the whole thing was a propulsion move, which was the big move on Wednesday. So we're back to origin. So I'm interested to see if we get any US dollar strength this afternoon off of the back of this. So I'm kind of eagerly watching for signs of some euro weakness. I thought we were getting it here with this this little dip down, but it's pushed back up and made a new high again. So I'm just keeping a beady eye on it. Afternoon, Brian. Afternoon, Luke. Afternoon, Baggy. Baggy? Good name. So yeah, this is kind of interesting. I like the look of this short, but not right now. Hey, we've got 24 people in here. We had 164 this morning in the London session. 164. Huge. London session's way more busy than the New York for some reason. I don't quite know why. Probably because I'm not American. They don't want to speak to English blokes. They want to speak to American blokes or follow American blokes. So just a quick recap. We got 7 minutes to the open. Afternoon, David. The main news, I mean, there's been lots of whispers and things coming out this morning, but JP Morgan's chief economist has said that they see the Fed increasing by 25 basis points on Wednesday. Goldman came out and said, we expect the Fed to pause at its March meeting this week because of the stress in the banking system. So we've got two of the big players there, Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, completely disagreeing over whether or not we are going to get the quarter basis point hike on Wednesday, which is interesting, isn't it? That just shows you how much uncertainty there is at the moment with this banking crisis, where you got the two main players, or two of the big players in the trading arena, completely disagreeing on whether the Fed's going to increase rates. So, what do you make of that? So it could go either way. I don't think they're going to put a pause on it. The euro, they were talking about the euro not increasing, wasn't it? And that happened. So, excuse me, God. Afternoon, Sheik. So the only other news we've had this morning is from the ECB. The financial system is not directly exposed, but faces contagion threat. What the hell that means, I don't know. But what they're saying is basically the banking system seems stable in the Eurozone. So none of the European banks are going to be directly affected by the SVB issue. And then we've had the FDIC extending the bid window for the Silicon Valley bridge until March. We're in March. So basically, it's just a case of they're propping it up until a buyer is really found for it. So it's just basically nothing new. It doesn't seem there's any more whispers about any other banks going belly up, which is always good, isn't it? Throw them in the fight club. Yeah. Still glitching. Yeah, throw them in the fight club. Let the banks fight it out. Who wants Silicon Valley Bank? Me. You know, it's got mostly mortgage. Oh, no, I don't want it. Whoever buys, whoever takes over Silicon Valley Bank's got to basically unexpose it from the housing market, which isn't going to be a particularly easy feat. It's got to fit in with another bank's portfolio, basically. Can't speak. So this morning, the Nasdaq had a complete schizophrenic move at the beginning. It just like went, yeah, we're definitely selling. Actually, no, we're not. We're going long. So yeah, I took another short on it here, which I've just been stopped out on. And now we've got another reversal alert. So I'm not getting on board. I really like it short from where we are, 125 ADR. So I got in here, looking for a drop. Actually, I got in here, sorry. They got in there and I got stopped out there. And now it's obviously coming down at a rate of knots. So I'm not going to short it again. But yeah, I like it short from up here. Obviously, it's very nicely extended 125 ADR to the upside. Nasdaq so far today, it's been a very up-down move already for the US indices. So we've got a 200-point move to the downside. It's 300 points on the Nasdaq. So it's done a fair old move today already. The S&P 500, obviously very similar, almost hit ADR. The Dow has hit ADR already today and bounced off of it. So huge movement in the US indices already. We've done the average daily range. So be interesting to see what they make of this open. We've kind of had a, oh my God, we're going to continue collapsing. Actually, the banking system looks okay type move. Where the hell do you go from there? So it's not going to be an easy open this afternoon. So I'm going to watch the Dow alongside the Nasdaq. The pre-market 15-minute range, very similar to the DAX this morning, quite wide and protracted. It's not too bad on the Dow, but tricky one on the Nasdaq. So we've got this big old propulsion gap we're going to come back down and retest at some point. So I'm kind of thinking we might just flush straight down to that at the open. And the same with the Dow. We've got a little bit of a movement there, but the Dow is going to have to push quite a lot harder to get down there. The Nasdaq can get there pretty much in one candle. So we'll see what happens. We've got less than a minute to go. KB 25 prob. That or pause will be rocket fuel. 50 off the table now. Yeah, 50 is off the table. I don't think 50 ever really was, but there was talk about it to begin with. But yeah, I don't know. If they pause, the US dollar is going to come crashing down if they pause the rates on Wednesday. I don't think they'll do that. I think it's too dangerous for the Fed to go back on what they've said. However, moving forward, potentially, yeah, we'll see. But the Fed is more affected than anybody else because it is an American bank that initially went under and started causing all of this. So 10 seconds to go. I think I have a margin call coming in the near future. Oh dear. That's not good. There's a lot of margin calls going on at the moment. Afternoon, John. There's your 15-minute pre-market. So we'll see where these guys go in the first 5-10 minutes. ADRs, there's lots of ADRs, which we all the same as this morning, basically, apart from the pound odd and pound New Zealand. It's all yen based this morning. RSI's similar lines. So we'll have a look at that one in a sec. Dow. Trying to run to the highs by the looks of things. Yeah, Dow's looking like it wants to test the highs. And it is doing so. So if it managed to get out of those highs and rally, let's have a listen to it, shall we? Just refresh that. I'm never convinced that Financial Juice is actually working when I press that button. Yes, I am a human. No, it's rejected. Sellers. Lots of them. Okay, so we couldn't make a new high. They stepped in and drove that back down pretty quick, didn't they? Nas does not agree about going long, no. I'm pretty sure we're doing that straight away, but it needs the Dow to agree. If the Dow breaks out that high, it's going to struggle to get down there. So feels heavy, only because the Nas is obviously dropping already. So, and that's not able to get a new high. So pretty heavy at the moment. 50 people, come on, let's hit the like button. Let's see if we can break this morning's all-time record, 164 people. The Dow is out the highs. Long on the Dow, just going up to ADR. Here come the buyers. So NASDAQ isn't going to make that low. So run out the highs. What was the pre-market? It was there, wasn't it? And we pushed back down into there. So. Woo, go down. Lots of buyers. So if you took the 15-minute, that moved. 15-minute pre-market this morning, you're out there. And, this afternoon, your 1.5 hour would be somewhere in the region of, you've hit it anyway, 70. So that would be 100 and something. You've hit it. You've hit target. 1.5 hour reward, straight up. Good job. Well done, everybody that took that. Did I take that? I most certainly did. TP was there. I'm in there. Oof. Dick. Bank. Losing. I've got Euro US dollar short on. Told you I was taking Euro US dollar short. Didn't tell you I'd already did it. That was a secret. Lots of buying. Nothing but buying coming in at the minute. Euro US dollar, I'm going to open a sell from 107.316. Yeah, so as you've seen, I've just got into a short on this. I took the reversal alert here. So we had a reversal alert on that candle on M5, which is what I took. I kind of thought I might be in a bit early on this. However, I didn't want, fear of missing out, everybody. I didn't want to miss it. Now we've completely filled the gap and are pretty much at ADR. There is a good opportunity for it to come out and test that high. So what I was looking for was the sellers to start taking over, get a bear candle in, and then drop it from there. But there we go. There's the Jesus. Hear that? That's a sell. There's your test. So it did make it down there. Wow, that's schizophrenic, isn't it? Look at that. So Dow all the way out the highs. NASDAQ straight back down to the lows. Very tricky. Always is at the moment. All the indices are tricky at the minute. So Euro US dollar, yeah, I was kind of looking for that to be the initial movement, but it wasn't. This propulsion gap down here is very quick to test. So I'm anticipating a move a little bit like that. Just come back down and test that propulsion. Same as this one, propulsion, quick test, propulsion, quick test, propulsion, quick test. If it's going to continue up to that high, I'm looking for a test of that. So that would be a nice little target for one position. And then obviously push on up to those highs. Looks like we've frozen. Yeah. Boing. Lots of selling coming in. So there's your 5-minute opening range. Oh, this would be a lovely short. If the Dow could collapse now, that would be absolutely amazing. If we can just flush straight out of those lows, that will give me 2 positions short. and come back down and retest those lows and put in a nice big drop. That would be lovely. That would also pump the US dollar, which would bring Euro US dollar down as well. So that coming down would be my ideal scenario this afternoon. Keep going. Lots of sellers. Come on. This MT4, it's not Robo Forex, it's working fine on my other platform. It's just this MT4 for some reason. There's connection problems. I don't know why. DAX is coming down as well. Really? You connected and then you disconnected. Thank you. There we go. So there's a test. All gone. So look for a flush out those lows with the Dow. Cool. Go NASDAQ. China's President Xi meets with Putin in Moscow. Doesn't make it back out of Moscow. World War III commence. UK's bank resolution framework. Okay. Just checking the news. Okay. So we filled that propulsion gap to the downside. So looking at the NASDAQ from a short perspective. Whoops, wrong one. We've still got this propulsion gap to the downside. So this is the accumulation break from Thursday. So there's still that, which would indicate an ADR low. We don't forget we've already hit ADR low on the Dow. The S&P, we've almost hit ADR low. So there's plenty of reasons for it to come back down. But we need some strength in the US dollar, really. So, and I don't think we're getting that, are we? No. Your US dollar still pushing. Okay, so let's see if they start buying this up. It certainly sounds like they're buying it up at the minute, doesn't it? So the Dow, you're still within the 5-minute opening range. So we haven't gone anywhere yet on that. NASDAQ, you are out of the opening range low. Eyeing that propulsion gap as well on the NAS. That one, yeah. And obviously this big one down here, ADR. Let's see where we go. Right, while we're waiting for that to decide whether it wants to go long or short. ADRs, I'll quickly whiz through them, but we did look at them all this morning. If you were in this morning's session, there's not an awful lot changed from this morning to this afternoon. Aussie dollar yen. Let me just turn the crickets down a little bit. Aussie dollar yen, we pushed straight down into ADR. Beautiful ADR reversal down there and up. So that one is working. If you got into short on that one, there's lots of propulsion gap targets to the upside on that. So that's a really nice, on paper this morning, it looks beautiful, but I was worried about taking longs on anything yen because of the, it looked like we were doing another safe haven run, but it doesn't look that way to me. CAD yen straight down off of ADR, that's bounced nicely. So if you took any of these yens, I don't know if anybody in here this morning took any of these yens, but they all worked out beautifully. There was your reversal and retest on there. I think, who was it? Somebody was looking at CAD yen long, weren't they? I can't remember. Swiss yen. This was the tricky one to decide on because the Swiss franc was so strong, but that was a beautiful as well. So W pattern, that got 150 ADR. So that was the first reversal alert on it. Every single one of these is first reversal alert straight off. Targets hit, half an ADR, easy. Euro yen, straight down, reversal alert, off. Pound yen, same thing. Yeah, all worked out beautifully this morning, all of these. There you go, 2.5 grand banked. This is the ADR reversals running, 2.5 grand, one trade on pound New Zealand. So yeah, straight in, straight out, banked same day. Beautiful. Pound New Zealand is on. So that one I'm short. That's only just started to work. We did have a reversal alert on that this morning in here. So there was a reversal alert there this morning. Then this is obviously the second reversal alert because that one got invalidated by a new push to the upside. And then the pound odd as well, pretty much the same trade. So there's a reversal alert there. You did have one on the... I know you didn't. So you haven't had one on that yet, actually, on M5. This is the reversal alert. It's ugly. Not very pretty, that one, is it? That's it. So that's all your ADRs. Everything is yen based, has already played out, or it's the pound odd, pound New Zealand, and they're both pretty much the same instrument. So only really should trade one of them, pound odd and pound New Zealand, because they both look very, very similar most of the time. Though at the moment, they're not actually that similar. Bit similar. Anyway, so they've all worked out beautifully. Back inside the 15-minute opening range on the NASDAQ. So that propulsion gap looks like it's holding at the moment. I'm hearing nothing but buying coming in at the minute. Haven't heard any selling coming in at all. So we'll see if we get any aggressive selling. I can't hear any aggressive selling, only buying at the minute. So that is your ADRs. We didn't have any RSI extensions this morning. We have now. So on the 4-hour, we've got Swiss yen. Beautiful upside targets on that. Look at that. Two big ones on the hourly. So 4-hour. Oh, it's already played out. You missed it. So yeah, there you go. Swiss yen was extended straight down into support. That's gone. You wouldn't have got that. Here comes some selling. Pound CAD. So we've got 4-hour RSI extension to the upside on pound CAD. It's out the highs now, isn't it? So that's those highs there. Get rid of that line, can't I? So that's your next level, pound CAD on the 4-hour. More selling coming in. So this is what we were looking at for a rejection, which it looked like we were getting, and it didn't, and it's pushing again. So I suspect 125 ADR, and then we'll get some limit orders triggering up there. It could be that they are just, I mean, we need to watch this 4-hour candle, but the last 4-hour candle, we pushed above the high and then rejected. Now we're pushing again. So if this does reject again, there is every chance that this will be the pullback. And then we're obviously going to look to come back somewhere into this area, probably into there. There's good targets to the downside on this. There's nothing really to reach for out now. So you got that high, but all the targets for the propulsion gaps, as you can see, all down below. So looking for bear moves on that. Nicely, well, just about extended on the 4-hour. So look for shorts on that. There's already shorts on it on the H1M5 anyway. And US dollar yen, obviously that's extended on the 4-hour to the downside. Only just. But again, this thing, there's been buys on this already, which have played out. So this was the one I remember this morning. I said I'm moving this to break even because I wasn't sure whether or not we were going to get a strength push on the yen. Hey, look, there's a stop profit order. You see, like this morning we spent quite a while, didn't we, talking about moving stops to break even. I think it was John or someone this morning in here was talking about something, and I said moving stops to break even. So there we go. I went long. We pushed up. I moved my stop to break even. What happened? It moved to break even, took me out, and then it pushed. That's what happens if you use a stop loss at break even. You get taken out at break even. So yeah, anyway, that one's going. Pound CAD is also extended on the hourly. So we've got 1-hour extension there on the hourly as well. That's extended and embedded a bit up there. Lovely downside target there. And there's one there as well. Has been tested once, but that will I reckon, get filled at some point soon. We're waiting for the Canadian dollar. We're waiting for oil, actually, which is now starting to move. So we're waiting for some strength in oil. So hopefully we can get some CAD strength coming through. Pound New Zealand is the other one extended on the hourly. So that's already played out. You've missed it. So we pushed up into that propulsion area, almost up at 125 ADR, pushed straight back down into that one. And now we bounce back out again. So this is all over the place. But your H1 M5 entry was there. And you're retesting at the minute. So, and you've got pound US dollar, which again, massively extended. So this is very similar to Euro US dollar. Euro US dollar is not extended, though, is it? Oh, just about to. So you're about to get an alert on Euro US dollar as well. That's about to alert on the next candle close for a short. Why has it gone so quiet? Okay, so we are pushing out the lows. There's your 15-minute opening range. So fairly tight 15 opening range today. Lots of John Wicks to the downside. Mr. Wick. So downside is holding here. Look. Battle going on here. I suspect they're going to lose, though. Dow push back up to the upside, look. So a little bit schizophrenic in the fact that we've got divergence across the two indices, the two major indices at the minute. I'll say two major, they're not the major indices, they're the ones I watch, but the S&P will be doing the same usually as the NASDAQ. Look at the wicks. Oh, help. Horrible, horrible, horrible. This is why I don't trade the S&P. I can't stand the S&P. Either go with aggression or don't. That's all you ever get on the S&P. More sellers coming in. 15-minute lows broken. So you're short if you're trading the 15-minute opening range breakout to the downside. Dow is holding out at the moment. Can't quite see that doji, but there is a doji there. And now. Okay, so lots of wicks to the upside. Very bearish. However, we are running into support on the NASDAQ. So NASDAQ downside. After we break that low. Can't see. We're coming back down into this propulsion gap. So ADR, basically, I would say, is target today. So you got 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. Which is there in that propulsion gap, or ADR. So basically, if it's going short, that's where we'd be looking. If it's going long, obviously, we're looking to break those highs and come up to ADR. Buyers coming in now. Dow's broken the upside, look. So Dow target is 125 ADR or yesterday's high, which is 150 ADR. Oh, this is really difficult today. Look at the amount of movement we put in before. This is all before the market opened. Look at it. Huge ADR before the open. Market's absolutely shot, isn't it? It's putting so much movement before it even gets to the open. But we are pushing long on the Dow. And NASDAQ's rejected that low, so they bought the lows up again. Nothing convincing, is it? Look at the wicks. It's just a really big, long movement. Still don't know which way this is going. But if you're using the opening range breakout, you're long on the Dow, you're short on the NASDAQ. Go figure. Brian, Dixie just pushing into the lows, tapping into demand. Could see some strength. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm short Euro US dollar. Got to watch it on TradingView since none of my brokers chart it on MT4. If you want to have it charted on MT4, if you get an Axie account, Axie's the only broker I know. Well, the only broker I use or have used. I don't actually. At the moment, I'm not using Axie because I'm not trading the S&P. But they have got the Dixie. Incoming mail. There's the Dixie. Oh my God, this is old. Look, breaker trader. Oh God, I haven't even got my template in there. So yeah, lots of buying coming in. So that support's gone, look, at the moment. So we'll see. I have to go out to 4 hour to find the next support, which is here. Oh, everything's in the wrong place. So that's where I would look, somewhere in that area for support. So if you look at the euro US dollar, which is obviously the same thing upside down, blimey, that's not very well drawn, was it? That's that where we can see it properly. So yeah, euro US dollar, that's our resistance area. And then on the 4 hour, God, it looks actually quite different, doesn't it, at the moment, actually, the Dixie to the euro US dollar. It usually looks very, very similar, but at the moment, that looks quite different to me. I haven't looked at the Dixie for ages. I just don't use it anymore. I don't care. I can tell what the dollar's doing because it's pushing up on air. It's weak. Which pairs do you run the market reverse alerts EA on? So I personally run it on whatever I like the look of. So you can run it on everything, obviously. So if you run it on everything, you'll take everything. But obviously, what will happen is your exposure will get overexposed. So you will have too much exposure on. So what you can do is you can either run it on everything and reduce your exposure. Lagarde speaking in 13 minutes, is she? I can't see Lagarde speaking anywhere. Not that I'm aware of. There is no Lagarde. Tomorrow, she's speaking at 12:30. Not today, though. Unless she's creeped in somewhere and doing something. More buying coming in. So yes, you can run you can run the market reverse alerts EA on every pair, but I would reduce the risk down to half of what it is normally in the set files that I provide. Obviously, you can do whatever you like with your set files, but or with the set files that I put out there. But the set files I put out there are risking 0.25% over half an ADR. So that's fine. But if you're going to risk on every pair, I would drop that to something like 0.1% risk per half ADR, because you're going to double it. You'll get well exposed. You'll also hedge, which is fine. And at the moment, the buyer scorecard says pretty much hedge everything. So it doesn't matter, I don't think, at the moment, running on everything. But I basically usually put the EA on the pairs I think I really like the look of that. So I'll look at the dashboard. I'll look at ADRs being hit and I'll go, brilliant, like the look of these. I fancy a go on Swiss yen and New Zealand yen so that I don't get overexposed. But I have got the EA running on every single pair on the VPS, just so that I have a benchmark for all trades that are being taken with it. So the VPS is running everything. So it's done 34% in the last month, a month and a bit. So basically, when people, because I get a lot of DMs basically, people who've done the position trading bootcamp who are in positions message me and say, I'm in this. So I can use this as a reference and go, right, this is where you are. This is where the EA is, i.e. nicely scaled, nicely spaced. This is why your trade is going wrong, sort of thing. So it runs the ADR set file. It runs the H4M5 or M15, whichever one you want to use. And it runs H1M5. But if you're going to do it, reduce your risk. Yeah. But this is H1M5 running on this account at the moment. We are stuck down here. Look at the Dow. Right, so the Dow straight up into that propulsion gap, 125 ADR. The NASDAQ is out the lows. Yeah, so real divergence across the indices at the minute. I am long on the Dow. So that's the second position long. So I've already taken the 15-minute pre, which is out. And now I've taken the 5 out the highs as well. So I would probably put my TP. What's the trailer on this? Wow, it's massive. I don't really fancy that, do you? Just looking at the NASDAQ. I can't. The trouble with when you're looking at confluence across two different instruments is one of them is usually the winner. At the moment, it's very difficult to decide which is which. The Dow is very, very, very strong. We've not had one down candle on the Dow since the open. The NASDAQ, however, we've had 2.5 bullish candles. So I would have to say, looks like the Dow's in control, and the fact that this is rejecting these lows, and they seem to be wanting to buy up this area, I would say probably that's correct, wouldn't you? Looks like we want to go long. So this is probably a good place to buy the NASDAQ down here. And assume that we are just going to buy this low up and retest the highs today. In which case then the Dow, where the hell's that going? That's going to push high. We haven't got much room until we're going to meet yesterday's high resistance. 144 points to the upside. Tricky one today. Again. What VPN do you use? I don't. Well, actually, I do. I use Nord VPN. Baggy. That's got nothing to do with trading, though. You trade on a VPS, not a VPN. Or you could trade on a VPS using a VPN if you really wanted to, but there's not much point in that because it just slows your connection down. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. Doorbell's gone. 1 sec. Sorry, I heard the dog alarm going off. Postman. Here comes some sellers. Yeah, but VPS, the VPS I use is on my website. If you go up onto the recommendations page, I just clicked on it. I meant to copy it, but it's down here. So I use these guys, VPS Forex Trader. There's a link. There's not much change on sentiment today. They are coming out of the Swiss franc longs, but there's not much else changed along that line at the moment. So there's some new RSIs in. I like this long. Got a feeling Dow's going to come up. NASDAQ's going to come up and retest these highs. We're going to have a bull day today, I think. Play salty games. Did the remedial coursework this weekend? Oh, did the remedial coursework this weekend? Then did day 1 and day 2. Got through the first 15 minutes of day 3 and burned out. Fantastic material and explanations. Cool. As well as the indicators and buttons. I'm going to buy the EAs as well as the indicators and buttons. You don't have to buy the buttons unless you're going to scalp, which is that basically is what you're referring to, isn't it? Price Action Toolkit. You only really need to buy the Price Action Toolkit. Does auto trade price action candlestick patterns, but I primarily built it literally for scalping, just to do quick in out scalp, move stuff fast, and which is what MT4 and MT5 is lacking. So unless you are going to scalp, there's not going to be much use to you. I've got a feeling I haven't set the trading stop up on this, have I? Nope. I was wondering why it wasn't trailing. Sorry, bear with me one sec. Oh, I haven't set it to tick either. Oh, no, I have. Yeah, I have. No, my trailer doesn't seem to be trailing. I'm just reducing risk. Just going to pop my trailer. For some reason, my trailing stop isn't working. I haven't stored the opening range because I haven't asked it to. That's right. Okay. Okay. Right. So I'm going to trail this manually. One sec. So it is 19,041. Okay. Sorry. Inverse head and shoulders on down. Satan's flip-flop. Where did you see an inverse head and shoulders there? On a higher time frame? I just see a range. It depends if you're yeah, I mean, it depends on your broker. You probably got different charting to me, but I have every intention of scalping. Oh, excellent. Cool. The course doesn't teach you, the bootcamp doesn't teach you anything about scalping. Scalping is, as far as I'm concerned, discretionary. I don't think you can teach people to scalp. I think you can teach people to manage risk, but you can't teach people to scalp. You've probably got, you're classing that as an inverse head and shoulders, aren't you? Which, yeah, kind of, it's not very clean though, is it? Sort of inverse. Yeah, I don't think you can teach people to scalp. I think scalping is very, very discretionary, and there's so many different ways people scalp, and there is no way that, you know, all you're doing on M5 is you are trading chop. So the opening range breakout and the opening range breakout EA is a strategy based, it's a breakout strategy. That's it. You are scalping, but it's non-discretionary. There's a rule set here. The rules are, if that breaks, you go short. If that breaks, you go long. It's very, very simple. When you're scalping now, like now, hitting the buy button and where you place your stop and when you move your stop is critical to whether you're profitable or not, and whether you add into your trades when you're winning. And there is not a mechanical rule you can teach somebody, because the movement you've had before makes a difference. Where the propulsion targets are makes a difference. There's so much that goes into scalping, and because you're trading chop, you literally are trading algorithmic chop on M5. There is absolutely no pattern to M5 anywhere. It's just risk management. And the one thing I know 99% of traders can't do is manage risk. So this is why I don't recommend scalping, because it's so unbelievably difficult to do long term and make money out of. I'm just going to reduce the risk on this a little bit more. I don't like it at all. I hate going long. In fact, I'm going to break even it. It'll probably stop me out, and I'm pretty sure it will. But I do not want to go long on the Dow when we're at 125% of its average daily range to the upside. Yeah, this is, to me, the craziest long in the world. So I'm not going to hold it. If it stops me out, it stops me out. If it goes from here, fine, I'll take it. But what I see happening is something like a rotation, because we've done our range already today. It's going to have to push damn hard to get 150 ADR. And if it gets 150 ADR from experience, you know, something's moved 150 ADR on an index, it's knackered. I just don't think we're going to get very far with that today. So the EA will get me back on, though, if it pulls back down below the 5 minute, in which case then I'm quite happy to take a retest entry for a run up there. But that's about it. Don't like it otherwise. Don't like it. Not trading it. I'm hearing sellers coming in. That's why I'm cautious. There's a lot of selling coming in. Going to buy all the indicators and EAs as a thank you for the absolute gold. Cool. It's kind of what they're there for. Which is why I don't sell them expensively. They're very, very cheap. John was going through the EAs earlier. Wanted to try one of the demos on MT4. Didn't work for some reason. Is that because my MT4 accounts are demos at the moment? No. Or you're on a Mac. Might be because they're on a Mac. All demos work in the strategy. So it's in the strategy tester, yeah? You're testing it? Yeah, so all demos work in a strategy tester. They don't work on here. They don't work on your charts. They work in the strategy tester only. You can only use market demos in the strategy tester. They'll work in here. But Macs, I know, are temperamental. The trouble with Macs is some Macs have problems connecting to the marketplace. But that shouldn't affect a demo because the demo works in the strategy tester. So you shouldn't have a problem. Got 100 people in here, guys. Let's hit the like button, please. See if we can get some thumbs ups. Try and get some more in here. 164 to beat now. That's my new target. 200, then 1,000, then one of those little gold discs they give you with a play button on it, and then I'm going to buy a Lamborghini. And if I do buy a Lamborghini, I'll let you all borrow it, obviously. Right, so we've just had some more RSI extensions. This is very lackluster at the minute, so I'm just going to do some RSIs. So what have we just had? Pound US dollar. Right, so we've got extensions now on the pound US dollar. So the same as Euro US dollar. This is extended on the hourly. We're back up at resistance, potential resistance area. Yeah, so we're up here. This whole area here is what I was looking at. So there is potential for this to come back down out of here very, very nicely. Euro US dollar, although that isn't extended on the hourly. Oh, it is extended now. Yeah, Euro US dollar is also extended. So pound US dollar and Euro US dollar both are I like them as shorts. A little bit further to go potentially on Euro US dollar, but it is pushing into the propulsion gap here. So that low there, yeah, was a previous support resistance area. So this propulsion gap that we broke with the news, with all the bank stuff, is potentially where I see sellers starting to come in. We're extended almost to our average daily range with a nice propulsion gap target to the downside. So like that is an H1 M5. So drop down M5. Next reversal alert. Looks like a nice little short opportunity. Same with the pound US dollar. Just about to get a reversal out on that. Propulsion gap's been retested where we broke the high. So there's multiple tests of that. It is still there though. And the downside one wasn't really an accumulation break. It was more of a push in Asia, so in London at the open. That has also been tested. So these two may or may not be targets, certainly coming down at the moment, isn't it? So we've got some US dollar strength coming through. Euro US dollar, what we're looking for. There we go. So we're just about to get the reverse alert on that. We've got another 3 minutes left on this candle yet, though. Okay, so I'm stopped out on the Dow break even. Don't like it. I do like it, but I'm just not. I'm not keen on taking, as I said, I'm not keen on taking a long on the Dow when it's 125% of its normal range. Could go obviously to the moon, but you know, could also come down. It's too risky. If we weren't extended on ADR, I wouldn't mind, but I don't really want to take that one. Especially with the NASDAQ down here. Yeah, we've got nasty divergence across the two, haven't we? Anybody got any pairs they want to look at specifically? Or any questions or anything over the course they're confused about or anything in general? Because there's not a lot else. I covered every pair this morning in the live room. If you want an analysis of every pair. I mean, but all I did this morning was basically go through everything and say, if you're looking at the yen and the Swiss, I wouldn't bother. And if you're looking at anything else, as far as the bias scorecard is concerned, everything's range bound. So literally all you need to do is go to H1, wait for an RSI extension to the upside, short it on the reversal alert on M5 or vice versa. Very simple analysis at the moment. Short it when it pops, long it when it drops. Simples. Which is exactly what I'm looking to do on the Euro US at the minute. Short the high. A lot of buying coming in, but not a lot of movement. So, I mean, I can't see this going very far today. Brian, cable has me all tied up. Was that a joke? So pound US dollar, you would have got in on Friday short. There. Second entry, so it's 63. So second entry, potentially you're in 3 positions on this or just about to get into your third. You'd have one there, possibly one in there, possibly a third up there, maybe. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow. I missed some people this morning. I don't know if they're in here now, but sorry, I didn't say thank you to Steve, Mohammed, or Gregors. No, that's not Gregors. It's GRZ Igors. Grzgors. Asna, welcome aboard. Thank you for subscribing. Yes, you're in 3 positions-ish, maybe. So yeah. I wouldn't worry too much about that. We're just up at the 80 extension now on the RSI. So depending on where your average is, so there you go. I'm short on that reversal alert. There you go. So that's your H1. Look at that playing out live on stream. Look, H1 extension, M5 reversal alert in. Target is half an ADR, 63 pips to the downside. So looking for an exit somewhere in this area. So depending on where your entries are. So where was it? Friday, wasn't it? Yeah, here. So was it? No, sorry. Yeah, Friday. Yeah, so the first entry was on Friday. So your average if you took one there and you've just taken one there, your average is somewhere around there. You're well within an ADR, obviously, on it, aren't you? Lovely propulsion gap target down there. There's also this down here. I'm fully expecting some power up on the US dollar on Wednesday with FOMC. So this is a busy week. So we're going to get a lot of movement off of the US dollar this week. So the CAD CPI comes out tomorrow. The CPI figures for the CAD will impact the US dollar. Pound won't. But we've got FOMC obviously Wednesday evening. Then we've got the Swiss and the pound rates followed by US dollar unemployment claims. All of that will affect the US dollar. And then we go straight into the Euro CPI, PMIs and the pound PMIs on Friday. So as of tomorrow lunchtime, we've got US dollar affecting news pretty much every day of the week. You'll get an exit on that, definitely. You'll definitely get an exit on the pound US dollar on Thursday, because it's the rates. We'll get some movement. A lot of selling coming in. Dow is coming back down again. Look, glad I got out of that. Which market stroke currency pair is this? It says at the top, everything you see on my screen is, that's the NASDAQ, that's the Dow. It'll say on the top what I'm looking at. Can you look at gold? I can look at it. It's coming down. So gold basically has been driven by a safe haven buy. So if we are coming out of the safe haven buy, I would expect it to drop. And obviously it's just a US dollar cross. So whichever way the US dollar goes, this will go inverse. So if we get US dollar strength, it'll come down. If we get US dollar weakness, it will go up. At the moment, it's putting in potentially a head and shoulders short. There's lots of propulsion targets to the downside to aim for as well. So there's lots of areas where we've had lots of buying, lots of one-directional trading, which are likely to come back and get tested. So I would expect some US dollar strength off of FOMC, but it all depends what happens. If we get one more bank fall over, that's going to pop like hard. So, you know, reverse alert short this morning up there at ADR. So we got an ADR hit to the upside this morning. Then you got a reversal alert and it's coming back down, but I don't know. I don't trade gold. It's too volatile for me as a position. For position trading, for scalping, it's fine, but position trading, it's just a little bit too volatile. So, Brian, no, I'm serious. Yes. All right. About the joke. Euro odd, sell opportunity, Stephen. Not quite. I mean, it's a long euro at the moment. On Australian dollar is a short. So you can see I've been shorting it quite a lot on H1 extensions. But it can go either way. Everything at the moment, basically, there's no real... thanks for the follow. Trishaz, sorry I missed you, Trishaz vlog, and Jay, trader. Yeah, everything at the moment is pretty sideways from a bias perspective. So there's not a lot really. If you look at, especially if you look at the euros, they're all longs. So everything you can see is a positive or neutral bias, apart from Euro odd and Euro US, and they're only just extended. So there's only just negatives rather. So I don't really see any problem going long or short on any instrument at the moment. But you know, my trading strategy, which is all on the website, is RSI extensions and mean reversion. So I would be looking for shorts up at ADR today on that. But it's a long. So that's counter trend. So we're going up at the moment. David, so I created my own indicator that fits perfectly with our trading plan and strategy. Currently short on gold since the 5-minute market reversal alert. Cool. Alex, what do you think about adding a feature to the opening range breakout to add to winning trades? It already does that. £125 New Zealand. So it's pushing hard again a little bit more. Opening range breakout already does that. Look. Add to singles. Yeah. So when a trade is in profit, if you set that to true, at set distance, it will add more positions for you. So it will push a winner. Does it already. What kind of settings do you recommend when you are a trader that can't hedge? Same, mean reversion. So if you're using the market reversal alerts, EA, you can hedge. You can take trades on. So you can take trades on different instruments in different directions, can't you? So by going short pound New Zealand and short New Zealand Swiss, I am both longing and shorting the New Zealand dollar, aren't I? Yeah. But you can't take a trade long and short on the same instrument. So that's not a problem. If you're just running H1M5 strategy, for example, so you'd be shorting this now. If it gets extended down here and the EA tries to take a long, you just won't get on it, will you? Won't be allowed to take the trade. Your broker won't let you. So that's fine. You just push the short side. Forget the long side, push the short side. If you're in short, you just keep getting short. Or you find a broker that allows you to hedge. Okay, just starting to push long again on the... so I'm long again on the Dow. So basically we've pushed back inside the 5-minute opening range. There's the 5-minute open. So we pushed out, pulled back. So I'm playing basically the pullback long. Again, I really don't like this trade. I'm just... I just don't like the fact that we're up at ADR. So I'm just going to monitor this. If the first batch of selling I hear coming in, I'm off of that. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt, but 150 is I'm out. Too scared. John, if you only buy the opening range breakout and market reverse alerts, are you able to fully backtest your strategies? Yeah, of course you can. So EAs, all EAs can be backtested in the market in the strategy tester. So yeah, all strategies. So literally all you would do is load the market reverse alerts EA. Yeah, go into the set files, load the set file you want. So M50H, that one, mean reversion. Stick it on 15-minute or 5-minute and let it go. Everything can be back tested in here. Pick a date range. I don't know what set file I've loaded. And it won't work with opening prices. Yes, it will. I wouldn't use open prices though. I would use control points rather than open prices. I don't know, what set file is this running? This is H1M5, it's H4M15, isn't it? I think. I didn't even see which one I loaded, but yeah, there you go. It's all works fine. Won't take many trades though, because obviously depends on what the conditions are like when you put it on and what pair you put it on. So it's obviously this one has got to be extended on the 4-hour RSI. Yeah. all works in the strategy tester. What I'm worried about with this is our peak formation high. We're putting in a market structure move back down to test this area. So I'm worried about this being actually a structure break to the downside rather than a pullback for a push. So I just want to hear this. I want to hear buyers coming in. We're not able to get back above there on the NASDAQ. So I'm just I'm cautious on this. Cautiously optimistic. Also, will the market reversal ADR indicators be seen on visual mode as in your videos? So if you're, John, if you're buying the EA is for trading. So the EA you would stick on a VPS like this and you would just let it run. So open up every pair as the market or whatever pairs you want to trade, yeah? And you stick the EA on every pair. If you want to use it, if you want to trade manually, I wouldn't recommend the EA. I would recommend the indicators and signals. I've got some selling starting to come in. I'm just going to watch this a minute. So yeah, I would. You can use the EA obviously to trade. So you know this you can. The indicators. So the ADR. This is running the ADR set file. So when you're running the ADR set file, the ADR will show up. When you're running H4, you've got the 4-hour RSIs and the 1-hour RSIs or whatever showing up on there. But if you were to switch charts and timeframes, this would screw up the EA because the EA is designed to be sat and run and trade on auto for you. So I wouldn't recommend using the EA as the set of indicators, if that makes sense. ADR lines will only show if in the EA settings, you are using the ADR filter on. If you set ADR filter to false, it won't show the lines. So you could use it in alert mode. And basically all it does in alert mode is, as long as all the conditions you've got set are true, it will alert you instead of taking a trade. But why on earth would you want to do that? Just let it take the trade. Lots of good buying coming in. But yeah, you can. To answer the question, yes, it can show you everything, but I wouldn't really recommend it personally. Okay, I'll let that go for a minute. Alex Pro, time frame. Time frame is shown on my charts. Is that what you're asking? Going in on 4. Margin officially used up. Brian, you're over leveraged, aren't you? If your margin is used up, you're either trading the 5s, in which case you haven't got any margin, or you're over leveraged for the account size. Oil. Yes, have a look at oil. That's a good one to look at. So oil, we've pushed back up above the low. So this area here that is highlighted in orange is a previous daily support level. Yeah. So this here is this wick and previous wicks to the upside or the downside. So we've got multiple hits on this area here. We broke down below it, which is kind of what spooked me about this, because if we break that level, the only way we've got is 61.5 to 62.5 a barrel. So I've got an alert set down there. Yeah. So I've got an alert set there, which is basically approaching 150 ADR for a buy. We didn't get down there. So all we've done is we've taken out the low of Friday. We've put a reversal alert in. Whoops. And we seem to be pushing up, but I'm not convinced that this is necessarily the start of a move back to the upside. But if all of this selling off the indices and this strength in the yen starts to wane, because this is oil basically came down as the indices sold off and as the yen powered up. So if this is all going to undo, potentially we'll get the counter effect happening on oil. We've got 2 really big propulsion gap targets. We've obviously got loads of them to the upside, but this has been coming down very, very hard. So first stop is going to be obviously there, which is Friday's high. We've got to crack that level first, which is straight into this propulsion. Oil's got a very, very tough route back up. So every time we break a level, we've got another very, very strong support resistance level above us. But I don't know. I like it long. I like oil's target is 107 a barrel this year. So to get there, we've got to start moving. We were in March. Look how far we got to go. Yeah. Somewhere up here. So we got a long way to go. We need to get a move on if we are going to hit that target. But I just don't think that's necessarily going to be right now. So either way, $60 a barrel is what Europe wanted to pay for Russian oil. Russia said no. Russia has now got the largest stockpile of oil it's had in decades because it can't sell it. Oil prices are coming down because the US and others have stepped in and filled that demand gap that was there with the supply drop in Russia. So maybe it is a fact that we can do $60 a barrel. If so, that's where we're headed. But I don't know. I don't know enough about oil to try. I don't trade it. I've got some sellers coming in. Sorry, I just need to watch this. I just don't want to. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to break it and stop it again. Likely to get stopped out on it, but I don't like it up here. I really don't like it up here, as you can tell. I can't bear long in the market above ADR. It's just totally counterintuitive to everything I do. So I'd rather just get stopped out 50 times at break even. Just going to watch it on my other monitor. One sec. Let me just move over. Now. There we go. Yeah. So we'll see. How do you have multiple line designs for the RSI window? Oh, here you mean? That's just the RSI indicator. So you just go into visualization and into levels, and you set up as many levels as you want. Yeah, just add level. So you can add any level you like in RSI. And these are just lines. Just your normal horizontal line. Set to 80 and 20. So we're tapping straight into potential resistance. Another reason I don't like this Dow long, because the Nasdaq is at resistance. If that is going to be the high, and we're putting in market structure short, this is where I would expect us to start selling from. And in that case, the Dow is obviously going to find pressure to come down as well. Still in it. Let's see what happens. Yes, but adding to every bar. How do you mean adding to every bar, Alex? 15-minute bar? I know you can add with EA, but it would be nice to have more options. For example, add at the close of every bar. It does. I just told you that. Yeah? Add. So this works on candle close, right? Activate on bar close. So if you have activate on bar close set to true, every bar close, it will add as long as we are 250 pips away. If you set that to false, it will add at 250 not on bar close. It does all of this. You need to read the manual or watch the video again, I think, just to understand what it all does, yeah? It does everything you're asking for. If you want it to add only on the close of a 15-minute candle, you just go 15-minute, and on a 15-minute candle, it will close and add. If you want it to add on 5, you switch to 5, yeah? It does all that. I could put more options in to be more complex in the inputs, but I don't really see the point of overcomplicating it. The more inputs you put in, the slower everything works, and the more things break. It's like an engine. The more bits you've got in there, the more cock-ups. As a coder, you are introducing into your product. So I like to keep it simple. He says, with market reversal alerts, EA being probably one of the most complex on the marketplace. But hey, Do you have multiple? You have solid lines and dash lines. Yeah, I've explained that one. Common lad. Oh, you just add a horizontal line to the 14 for 80, 20. Yeah, no, this is just literally go up to horizontal line and draw a horizontal line. So if you wanted one at 50, you could put one at 50 as well. Not making much progress here, are we? Where'd you get those? Where'd you get the set files for? So all of my products, all my EAs that have set files, you'll find links on the product pages on the website and the manual. For the ORB EA as well, there's set files in the manual. Brian, I'm in full Ed 209 mode today. I should not be trading. Oh dear. Personal account, only get 20-1 leverage. Go big or go home. Wait, I am home. Go somewhere. Yeah, you can't do much with 20-1 leverage. It's starting to come down again. Really don't like this. I really like the short, but again, there's not enough. You can hear there's not enough volume in the market. We're getting the odd flurry of buyers, the odd flurry of sellers. All we're doing is literally since the 15-minute opening range went in, we have done absolutely nothing. We haven't broken out the 15-minute opening range yet. So it's just untradeable today, really, which is what happens when you put in a massive ADR move before the market opens. There's no volume left. There's no liquidity. They've done it. They've moved it. We're stuffed. I prefer the automation route to reduce human or my error. So all you really need to get are the 2 EAs and the trade management module. What about the dashboards? So the way I have all my products set up is either for manual or auto trading. So if you want to trade manually, you use the dashboards. And obviously then you would wait for, thanks for the follow, Radhi. Oh, and Cameron, sorry, I missed you. Cameron, because I'm waffling. Welcome aboard, guys. So yeah, dashboards are there for manual trading. So ADR extensions, obviously go and have a look at Aussie dollar yen. Do I like it? Yep. Wait for a reversal alert. Take it manually. If you're using the EA, you can set the EA up on every pair, but you don't have to have it trading every pair. So for example, if I decided I'm not going to trade the yens at the moment, I can come in and just basically turn the yens off. Yeah. Uncheck allow trading. So I can turn the yens off temporarily and then come back in and turn the yens on again later when I want to. So with the EA, what you can have is it's set up on everything, ready to go, and then basically have it all turned off. And when you, the hybrid way of trading, if you like, is to then use the dashboards for alerts and then add the EA to the ones as they come up. So when you get a yen extension on RSI, you can say, I like the look of that because we are at a decent level of support. I will go and put the EA on Aussie dollar yen on M5, and I will tell it just to take longs for me. So the next long it finds, it will just get in. So there's lots of ways you can do it. It's flexible enough for you to trade how you want to, but whether you need or want the dashboards is entirely up to you. You only really need them for manual trading. I use them in here every day, obviously, to find opportunities myself. But the EA executes my trades for me because then I don't have to worry about being an idiot. The main reason I built the EA for position trading was to stop me getting in too close. My biggest problem is over trading. So I get in with my initial trade and then I will see a good level and I will just take a trade. But it's too close to my initial trade. So what the EA does is it automatically scales me in at the right distances. So I cannot get in to a trade closer than half an ADR from the previous one. So if price moves down to 1 ADR against me, the maximum number of trades I could have on the maximum would be 3 in one whole ADR move to the downside. Yeah, because the EA won't let me get in closer. And the EA automatically gets me out. So I don't have to worry about taking profit. It just gets me out if I've made 0.5% or it's moved half an ADR in my direction. I bet that's just got me out of that, hasn't it? And yeah, I knew it. So stop me out of break even again, and now it's off. If this thing flies now, it flies. I don't care. Go without me. I don't care. Yeah. So the products are built to be flexible and use them as you see fit, but they will stop you being an idiot. The problem, everybody that position trades, when they get massive drawdown over here, it's because they've either got in too close. So you get in with a first position on a reversal alert, it pushes down 1/4 of an ADR, does that, goes nowhere. Then the next day, it does a yesterday's low sweep, pushes up, and you go, brilliant, that looks like perfect entry. And you get in, but you're like 10 pips away from your first entry. And then it goes vroom, vroom. And you're like, crap. So now you've got double the drawdown, double the exposure you should have. The EA won't do this. It won't be a human. It doesn't do idiot things like that. Yeah. So it will do what it does in the settings. If you set it up to trade like an idiot, it will trade like an idiot. But everybody's got a different way of trading. Yeah. Everybody's got different targets. Some people, and drawdown control. Yeah. Again, something that I mentioned this morning. Somebody came into the Telegram group, into the live stream a few months ago and said, I'm in 58% of drawdown or something. We were like, what? How can you possibly be in 58% of drawdown? He was like, yeah, got in with 1% risk. And then it went down. I took another 1% risk and I won 6 positions. So that one is something like 15% drawdown, which is ridiculous. So yeah, this will do automatic drawdown for you. If it moves 3/4 of an ADR, it will take 1/3 of the position off, start scaling out with a bit of loss. If it's really that bad, let this do it for you so you don't get into massive drawdown. Yeah. But if you're a human being, what your thoughts are is, this is a sell, not a good idea, but let's say this is a buy and it goes down to here. As a human being, you see a reverse alert and you go, oh, this is brilliant. So it's only got to get to there. And then it goes boom. You think, right, well, there's a good support coming up. There's a couple of good supports. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt down to here. And it goes like that. And then it goes boom. And it's like, oh, crap. By the time you're down here, this position potentially is in too much drawdown. The EA won't give you that option. The EA will basically go, no, 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 don't be a knob. Take 1/3 of it off. Yeah, you get down to here. By the time you're down to here, 60% of that position has been removed for you. And your drawdown and your average is there. And then it pops up. You make $500 and walk away. But you only make $500 and walk away because the EA knows it needs to do drawdown. Human beings go, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Once you've given it the benefit of the doubt for 5 days and it's gone 3 ADR against you, it's too bloody late. Yeah. So that's why the EA works, why I use it, because it stops me doing all the things I know I do wrong or have done wrong. Good job I got out of that, wasn't it? See? I love it when a plan comes together. I don't like this. I don't like this either way today. I don't like anything index based. In fact, I don't want to trade anymore. I'm just going to cancel these pendings off because I just don't fancy it at all today. I'm going to keep that Euro US dollar short on because I like that. New Zealand dollar CAD, we just got ADR. So nice ADR hit to the downside on that one. That's a long. So COT bias is slightly long. Retail are all shorting it at the moment. So this is a good opportunity on New Zealand dollar CAD for a long. Only just hit ADR. So entry on that, just a little pullback, take profit somewhere up there. If it doesn't work, again, look, half an ADR away, get a reverse alert down there, take a second. It's only got a pull there and you're out. Nice support. We've got a big propulsion gap where we're potentially going down to the downside. Again, Canadian dollar. Think about, and this is the thing that the EA can't do, yeah? I'm looking at this thinking this is a beautiful long. The back of my mind is saying, but what's happening with these pairs this week? Go over to the calendar. Canadian dollar, tomorrow, CPI. So I'm going to get into a long position now. Do I think Canadian dollar is going to fly tomorrow? Yes, it's definitely going to fly tomorrow. Which way? No idea. Depends what the inflation figures say, doesn't it? But think to yourself, if we get positive CPI figures on the CAD tomorrow, this thing is coming down 100, maybe 200 ADR. So where are we going? So let's say today it does that and I don't get out of the position. 1 ADR away is here. Beautiful support. Previous resistance, previous resistance, previous support. Yeah. So there's a high probability of a bounce there. So if the CPI figures are positive on the CAD, we're going to push hard. I've got a chance to get into a second entry and an exit tomorrow. If it pushes down hard, where's the RSI going to be? Extended. What happens when we get down to this sort of level every time? We pop. Yeah, so just, you know, the EA can't think like this. You're the trader, which is why the tool is there. It's a Swiss Army knife for you to implement as you see fit. But at the end of the day, the strategies are the same. When the market is extended, it means it needs a profit take. We take the profit takes. I wonder if the NAS has enough gas to reverse up. I'm undecided on the NAS because I don't think that's what my initial thoughts are. But I just can't get past the fact that the Dow is so extended. Look at this thing. It's parabolic. This needs to pull back. And if this pulls back, it's going to pull this back with it. So I just can't... if this was sitting somewhere around here, I would say, yeah, this has got every chance of making a rally today. But all we're doing, look, you can see what we're doing. This is what I was saying earlier and what I was saying this morning. 80% of the time, the market spends in a range, in mean reversion state. So mean reversion means you short the highs and long the lows. 80% of the time, this is how it lives. Then we have 20 to 30% of the time, we go into a trend for a bit, and then we go mean reversion. Balance, we call, or the banks call it balance, an area of balance, where the market is happy to transact. I can't long this here. As much as I love the fact these gaps are there, I can't bring myself to press the buy button there. If it pulls back to there, I'd be happy to, but I can't buy it here. It's too extended. It might go, and if it's fine, go without me. I'll take it another day. Ramiro, excellent program. Tesla, don't do stocks. This is not stock trading. Well, I'm not a stock trader. I don't do stocks. Can't help you with that one. However, is Elon doing well or not at the moment? That's all I can help with. January? Just seeing if there's any earnings coming up. No. Don't know. Don't do, as I say, don't do stocks. Aussie New Zealand ADR. Again, nice push to the upside. I got out the long on that one, or I didn't, the EA did. Again, this is, you know, you don't have to worry about it with the EA. The EA just gets you out. I've said, when you get half an ADR above my position, close me out with $500. That's just what it does. Don't have to think about it. Done. So ADR hit to the upside on Aussie New Zealand. So this is a long-term short. looking for market structure to continue to the downside on this. So this is an ADR hit to the upside where we want to be looking for shorts. So potentially a short off that move there. We have had a double bottom though. We're also extended, look. Oh, no, sorry, that's not the hourly, is it? Yeah, nowhere near. So potentially this is a pullback short. Propulsion gap test. So drop down M5. Wait for the reversal alert. Definitely coming here. That's been tested already. Yeah. So we're coming to these. I would say we pull back into there today, which is you're going to need half an ADR, 37 pips. That's 20. That's 30. So a quarter of an ADR target. When you're taking ADR reversals, I usually recommend either a quarter to a half an ADR. So a quarter of an ADR is 18. So if the reversal alert happens there, that propulsion gap is 20 pips away. So that's a really easy target, straight in, straight out. Half an ADR is obviously a little bit more difficult to achieve. But the more extended you are, obviously the more chance you've got. We're not extended on the hourly at the moment. So if we were extended on the hourly, you'll get more of a reaction. Whereas at the moment, we could look at something like that. If we were extended on the hourly, we'd be looking more for something like that. Why don't you trade gold and silver? Because I lose money on them, basically. I've already done gold. Go and watch the replay. I've done gold. Everybody asks me to do gold. Literally, I come into this room 10 times a day. I say I don't trade gold, and all I get asked for is gold. I don't trade it, but short it at the minute because it's been going up for ages. I don't know. I lose money trading this, so I don't trade it. So, yeah, can't help you with that one. Sorry. Go and watch the Bootcamp. You'll learn why I don't trade gold. Actually, I don't even know if I cover it in there, but yeah. If you have an instrument, yeah. So if you this is I'm going to go through this again because this is an important lesson, right? If you extract your P&L from your chart, right, from your MT4, and when you analyze your P&L, you find there are things that do not make you money. Stop trading them. As much as you want to and as much as you love trading something, if it makes you a financial loss, stop it. And if you remove it, you will make more money. Yeah. So this is the P&L for the account that you're just looking at, right? Currently. Yeah. So CAD Swiss, I don't know if you can see, but that's a negative 2,793. Aussie dollar Swiss is a negative 2,459. Everything else in this P&L has a positive return. Every other FX pair, right? Apart from those two. And it's made $8,500. Okay. If I was to have stopped trading the Swiss franc, because those two losses were on the Swiss franc, and there's what? $5,300 of loss there. Yeah. My P&L would be sitting at 13 grand, wouldn't it? Yeah. So if you do this exercise every month and every quarter and analyze your P&L, and every month and every quarter when you analyze your P&L, there is something in there that comes up over and over and over again, stop trading it. And immediately you will become more profitable that next month. Yeah, I loved trading gold because it was a fast moving thing. You'd get in long and it would suddenly spike up and you'd be like, wow, that's amazing. But what I realized was it literally all I'm doing is trading another cross with the US dollar. I already trade Euro US dollar, Pound US dollar, New Zealand US dollar, Aussie US dollar CAD, and US dollar yen. I'm trading enough bloody US dollar as it is. What's the advantage of me taking on gold as well? I'm just adding another US dollar cross to my portfolio. Pointless. Get rid of it. Don't need it. And it showed me in my analysis that it was a loss. Yeah. So if you're a break-even trader, right, if you've had 3 months at break-even and you're like, wow, I'm so close to cracking this, how can I get myself over the line? And you look at your P&L and the US 30, the NAS, and the the DAX are negatives. And every FX pair you trade is a positive. What do you think you need to do to become a professional, profitable trader? Remove those instruments. Yeah, everybody, when they do this analysis, they will find there are a handful of instruments over and over and over again that lose the money. Remove them from your portfolio, you will become profitable, just like that. Sounds really simple, and it is. Yeah, you look at your equity chart and you see one line that goes always down here somewhere. Take those lines out, this one gets bigger. It's really simple, but it's such a, you know, we don't want to do it. Trade analysis as well. Look at your trade analysis. When you're trading, your P&L by the hour, all the trades I hold for 17 hours plus, let's say these are green, but ignore, there you go, let's look at this one. All the trades I hold for 8 days plus are negative. So what does it tell me? I'm not a very good swing trader. I'm good intraday. So what do I need to do? Remove long holds. Stop holding stuff. And that will disappear. That will become profitable and you make money. Yeah. Every time I do an analysis on a month, my Fridays are negative days. Stop bloody trading on a Friday. You're not good at it. Remove it. What's your P&L going to do? Go up. That's why I don't trade gold. I'm going to snip this video out, 1 hour 38 in, and I'm going to put it up on YouTube. And next time someone asks me to analyze gold, I'm going to send them to that video. 1 hour 38. Let me write that down. 1 hour 38. There we go. That's going on YouTube later. I don't know where gold's going. Sorry. I love gold. MB Buffett is buying bank stocks. Mr. Buffett is buying bank stocks. Yeah. Well, he's not, is he? Look, he's not really. We really need to figure out what's going on with the banks at the minute. Until the banks, the issue that was kick-started by SVB, the Silicon Valley Bank, is sorted, and the faith, I think, is restored into the fact that no banks are going to go pop. I think we're going to find safe haven ones continue, i.e. strengthen the yen, strengthen the gold market, and weakness in the indices. But the only real indication we're going to have that that is underway is the Dow is going to break back up and come back up and redo this. So we need to be here. We need to be here. That's when I will have faith, really, that, yeah, we may be able to have a little bit more of a run on the indices. But until that happens, I'm looking to short it. As I said, this is why I keep cancelling my longs. I don't want to be long in the markets. At the best of times, I do not want to be long the stock market. At the moment, it's dangerous. Quick gold US dollar ADR review. I can do that. Right, so yeah. Today, right now, I would be buying gold because we're extended to the downside. I can certainly analyze anything you like looking at ADR. But look, ADR on this is 342. So from the low to the high is 400. From the high to the low is 430. Yeah. So this has done 100% ADR pop and 100% ADR pop. Does that help you in any way? No. The thing's completely schizophrenic at the minute. So no idea where it's going. Up or down. It's had an ADR. So basically you had an ADR hit to the upside you could have shorted this morning, and then you had an ADR hit to the downside you should be longing now. But ADR is really there to help you find profit take moves. So there's no profit. They haven't built a position in here. It's just going up and down wildly because nobody's got really any clue whether they're putting money in or pulling it out of safe havens at the minute. Because we're still waiting for news on the SVB deal, and the market is still scared to death. Lagarde was talking. Whoever said Lagarde was talking earlier, they were right. Well, that wasn't forecast for some reason. Inflation is expected to remain excessively high for an extended period of time, i.e. we need to improve our interest rates. Forecasts are made more uncertain by the market tensions. Yes, we know. There's nothing else exciting in there, is there? Lots more buying coming in. No, nothing else exciting there. She is still talking though, so we'll keep an eye on that. Certainly rallying the markets by the looks of things. Dow is off again. Should have held that long. See, there's my entry, right? Me as the human being moving this because I'm worried, stopped out. Yeah. The EA not being worried about anything and just taking the commands it's told to take is in profit. That's what happens when you put a human in charge of a computer and not an EA. It gets out and loses money. Why you don't trade gold and silver? I just answered that one. Know the feeling. I'm short on it. Yeah. There you go, Najib. Go and do that analysis, Najib. Right? Go and you've probably got multiple accounts, but if you can get your P&Ls from old accounts you've had or ones you've blown or whatever, pull out everything you can possibly get your hands on, analyze it and see how much of your loss is on gold. So many people trade it because it's shiny. There's so many EAs that specialize in trading it. Literally, they could trade any US dollar cross. Literally. But the one that is the most volatile is the one that everybody wants. But the one that's the most volatile is the one that kills most traders. Volatility is good for making money, but not good for making rational decisions. And that's not what you should be concentrating on. I don't know many people that make a living out of it, long-term gold. And they all want to trade M5 as well, which is chop. You know, chop doesn't make money, does it? We know that. Just wait until you're absolutely convinced gold will go up and then hit the sell button. Yeah, exactly. It literally is that. It's all covered in the boot camp. Yeah, day one. We looked at it this morning. It's covered in boot camp, day one. Oh, HSBC. Who's this? Oh, no, it's just an advert for HSBC. We'll let them have it. Yeah. Getting stopped out all the time on most trade entries. Not being able to hold on to winning trades. Getting in just as the market turns the other way. That's the one. Yeah. That's me and that's gold. That's most traders, isn't it? Yeah. That is what kills most traders, especially when they're trading gold. So if you're going to trade it, you can obviously the next slide is the solution to all of this, but I'm not going to show you what the next slide is. I'm going to make you all watch it. But yeah, hit the opposite button, basically. Every trader, if they went, oh, this is a brilliant, I'm definitely going to short this now. If you hit the long button, you make much more money. Do the opposite to what you think, because 95% of retail traders lose money and are wrong. So therefore, if you do the opposite, every time you go to press the button, that's what we need. I need to redevelop, don't I, the Price Action Toolkit. Yeah. So I'm going to redevelop the Price Action Toolkit, and these buttons, I'm going to release a version of this where every time you hit that button, it does the opposite. I bet everyone will make a fortune. Buy it, sell it, buy it. That'd be brilliant. Everyone would moan at me saying it doesn't work. And then I'd say, are you making money? Yeah. I do entertain myself. How to stop trading after lose? I mean, to revenge. I was up 2% because of greed and I lost 1.75. There's a very easy way of doing that. So go and watch the boot camp. If you haven't watched the boot camp yet, go and watch the boot camp. The reason you're losing money is because you're using a stop loss, basically. So yeah, this strategy doesn't use a stop loss. Yeah, this strategy doesn't use a stop loss. This one that's made 34% return in the last 6 weeks doesn't use a stop loss. Just need to shift your way of thinking into making money not being right. That's why you're losing. That's why you're eventually, again, this one, look, this whole slide right here in the boot camp, these 11 things here, you've just said actually one of those, haven't you? Revenge trading, yeah? Number 9, revenge trading because the market owes you. How do you stop that? Very simple. How do you stop FOMO? How do you stop system hopping? How do you stop trying to pick the tops, bottoms, revenge trading, using candlestick patterns that don't work? All of this is solvable very easily because you are entering orders to tell the market to lose you money. If you stop doing it, you won't lose money. It really is a simple answer to it. Alex, in the manual, it says the EA will only add once. I still don't get it. How can you add at the close of every bar? You can't. I don't know. Test it. I can't remember. I don't use the feature. Let's test it. Let's do it now. Live. Price Action Toolkit. Let's not use an exit strategy. Actually, let's load a set file. For the DAX, selling coming in, and let's add to singles. Oh, hang on. Sorry, which one? Ah, right. Okay. So no, sorry, not Price Action Toolkit. You're talking about the ORB EA. Yeah, the ORB EA only adds once. Yeah. No, it doesn't add on every candle close. Why the hell would you want to do that? Think about how the market moves. Yeah. The market pushes and pulls and pushes and pulls and pushes and pulls and pushes and pulls, right? If you were to get into a trade and the market pushes and you add, the probability is high that you're now going to pull back. So what are you going to do? You're going to pull back into a loss. Then it pushes again and you add again. Then it pushes and it pulls back, right? Because you've added 3 positions, there's a chance it's going to pull back to break even. You need to take profit. This is a scalping EA, a scalping strategy. The opening range breakout is not a trend breakout, hold forever, add to your positions. I mean, I've never developed a strategy that does that. I don't know if it would work. At some point, you are going to get that. When that happens, you're going to have 4 positions short, and you're going to lose something like 3 to 5% of your account in one go within 10 minutes. But Alex, if you want to try it, try it. But you'll have to build an EA for it. Well, you're talking about developing a strategy that is nothing to do with anything that I build or I've ever used. So yeah, we can build it. Tell you what, go onto the website, got a strategy, need an EA coded, click here, send it to me. Send me exact rules of exactly what it's got to do, how it enters, what stop losses it uses, its break-evens, trailers, its profit targets, how it exits the market, and what indicators it uses, and I'll build it for you. We'll see if it works. I can't believe that consistently scaling in on every candle close is ever going to make you money, though. What happens, right? Let's look at this on a 15-minute time frame. So you want to scale in on every candle close. So let's say you take a long there. You get in there. You get in there. You get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Right? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades on now. This thing drops down to there. I'm knackered. I'm dead. Doesn't work. It will only work if you get that parabolic move, which is fine, but you're never going to make money doing that. Go and get the Price Action Toolkit. The Price Action Toolkit kind of does what you've said. The opening range breakout EA doesn't, though. So try it. But I don't think you'll be able to make a profit with it. It's too aggressive. Adding to winners is pushing a winning position and then getting out fast, i.e. get in, Yeah. Wait for the market to push. Brilliant. Get in again. Get out with twice as much as you get when you make a loss. That's what adding to winners is there for, is to push a winning position, which is why I got so frustrated with the fivers, because you got 10-to-1 leverage. I couldn't push any winners. We're really running out in that propulsion gap. Look, short. That's the Germany. I'm just getting ready to might take a short on this. Getting a pending order set. But yeah, I don't think it'll work. But I'll try it. We can try it. We can always try it. Everything needs to be tested. It's no joke. He said never again. Shiny object trading. Yeah. Everybody loves a shiny object. Shiny objects very rarely make you money. Gold review summary. A whole lot of FUD and rumor. Yeah. Gold is very difficult. Very difficult to trade. There's a problem. It's a problem for me and a problem for most people. I was only trading gold, nothing else. But what you remarked on it, you're right. Yeah. If you're only trading gold and nothing else, then obviously, and you're not profitable, you've got 100% strike rate in the instrument that's probably losing you money, haven't you? Yeah. How could you possibly know if your strategy works? This is the thing. I think it gets me with all these EAs and stuff on the marketplace that are gold EA, gold strategy, gold robot, gold master, blah, 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 blah. It's all curve fit for gold. They take 2 years worth of data. They find the most profitable strategy over that 2-year period, and then they sell it. They've never tested it out of sample to see if it works on previous years, or forward tested it for a month or two to see if it works. They just give you a beautiful back test with a lovely profit curve that looks like that. And they go, look at this EA, and you go, wow, that's amazing. You put it on a live chart and it's never seen this market condition. It doesn't, it's been tested over a bull volatile, or, you know, S&P EAs. There's loads of these about S&P EAs. Yeah. They work in a bull calm. They do not work in a bear volatile. Yeah. So they give you a back test for that. Yeah. As soon as you stick it on your chart, you go into a bear volatile market, and the EA just blows the account immediately because it's only used to trading in bull calm markets. It's never seen this, so it dies. All these gold EAs and gold strategies do the same thing. Without tensions, we would indications that additional hikes were required. Lagarde bulling up the market a bit. There's loads of stuff. Loads of stuff that is curve fit to work on one market and one market only. Lots of strategies as well. Just they're terrible. Gold is probably amazing for institutions. Lots of stop losses to eat up. Yeah, exactly. What about trading the per US dollar index without crossing? Don't know. Never tried it. Never tried it. The US dollar index is basically the euro US dollar upside down. So in effect, I do trade it, but I trade the euro US dollar. So it's pretty much the same thing. Everything moves. You know, lots of people say, you should trade this, you should trade that. Why do you trade that? Why don't you trade this? Why don't you trade that? Everything that moves is tradable. I only have a certain number of hours in the day to research strategy and to actually press buttons. There are close to, I don't know, 20, 30,000 stocks I could trade. They all go up and down. I can trade those as well. But at the end of the day, you've got to specialize or get something comfortable that you can trade. So I use FX. Why don't you trade cattle? Because I can't be asked to research it. Honest answer. Why don't you trade cattle? Orange juice we had the other day, didn't we? Someone was talking about trading orange juice. I didn't even know you could trade it. I've been trading futures for years. I've never even looked at orange futures. They exist. I don't trade them, but Some people do. I love trading oranges. Might get triggered on this in a sec. NAS will sweep the high and then down again. I don't think the NAS is going to get to the high, to be honest. Especially now we've got all these bear orders coming in. The Dow is quite often your like barometer on the market, and the Dow is quite often ahead of the market. So what it does, you usually find these guys turn around and follow. The fact that this is so extended today leaves me to believe that there's not a lot of buyers left in the market, because the Dow's had a little rally and look what it's done. It's struggling to get any more movement. So for this to get there, I think we need some strength in the Dow. It could do. I mean, it's not far, is it? Look, let's face it. It's a couple of bull candles and you're there in 10 minutes. 40 points. It's nothing. It's 300-point move on the day, 300 ADR. So it can definitely get there. If it does get there, I reckon you're going to find a load of limits. So I don't know, but one or the other, you know, with any strategy, yeah, that's not even a strategy. That's literally a resistance bounce. So get in up there, short, stick a stop loss up there somewhere. Either it will work or it won't. The odds here are 50-50 of it going up or down. So they're the odds everywhere. So I like it as a short, but once it gets to that high, yeah, very high probability it will probably come down, I think. David Lee, I've said this before to a friend of mine. Since retail is wrong, let's do the opposite of what we think. Yeah, we wanted to buy and press the sell and the market shot up. Exactly. I've just shorted it, so it's probably going to go through the roof now. My terminal froze then. Still hear the buyers coming in again. But I'm hearing a lot of buying, but I'm not hearing it. I'm not actually seeing a lot of buying. i.e. we're not moving up, are we? We've got divergence against what we're hearing and what we're seeing on the chart. Actually, I'm trading M5 for the last month, scalping, and I tripled my account. Cool. What are you doing in here then? You should be spending your tripled account. What's the link to the bootcamp? There's loads of links being posted all the time in chat, but it's either on the website or it's on YouTube. You're in my channel, right? Hit that. Ta-da! That's how you get to the bootcamp. Oh, quality's terrible at 360. It's better. I don't want myself running, do I? Let's just put it over there a minute. Okay, we are looking a little bullish now. This doesn't look as attractive as it did a minute ago. We'll see what happens. The bootcamp is awesome. Cool. Wheezy Boy. They are easy to find on the YouTube channel. I've answered all the questions everybody's already answering, so brilliant. Thanks, James. Is there any ADR indicator for MT5? Yeah. So all the indicators are available for MT4 or MT5. So you go to ADR reversal indicator. There's an MT5 one. Afternoon, Seymour. You're late. You've missed it all, Seymour. Seymour is a gold trader. He's developed a strategy for gold, which works very, very well. Although we can't find one of the indicators to actually properly backtest it. But you've missed my rant on gold. You'll have to go back and watch the replay. Actually, no, I've clipped it. 1 minute 38 into the stream, Seymour. I'm clipping it and I'm going to put it up on YouTube, because when someone says, why aren't you trading gold, or they want analysis on gold, I'm going to send them to that video which tells them why I don't trade gold. Is this your My Forex Forex Ferns prop account? No. This account here, this is a new E8 valuation I just started today. I've just E8 basically have got a 15% deal on at the moment, not deal off. So I've bought a couple just to keep. So I thought I'd trade some of it live. Because I can't turn down a bargain. Or are you still taking that challenge phase 2? Which challenge phase 2 was that? I'm not sure which one that was. Mootsie, which is more stable, MT4 or MT5 regarding EAs and indicators? MT4 by a long shot. MT5 is very unstable, which is why it hasn't got such a big take up. 95% of everything that is bought on the marketplace is MT4. And why brokers don't force you onto MT5 and prop firms allow you to use MT4 or MT5 or only MT4, because MT5 is just not very stable. They patch it constantly. They're constantly patching the thing up. The reason they released MT5 was literally to become a stock trading platform. Yeah, because you can't trade stocks in MT4. It hasn't got the infrastructure in MT4 to access the futures markets. Yeah, so the feeds aren't there. It's just not set up for it. So what they did was they replicated MT4, redid the graphical user interface on it, and gave it the ability to plug into the stock market. So they wanted basically a platform to trade stocks. What they didn't realize was that there are 1,000 other platforms out there to trade stocks which are infinitely more versatile and better than MT5. So of course, no one wanted it. All the futures platforms use Rhythmic for their data feed interface, and Rhythmic interfaces with every software out there. So there's just no need for MT5. I don't know why they haven't scrapped it yet, but they haven't. No one uses it. I say some people do. Now people are going to go, I use MT5. My statistics, and I sell indicators on the market, don't forget, my statistics tell me that 95% of people use MT4 because 95% of my sales are on MT4. So yeah, there's a few people using it. But the reason you can't stop using MT4 is because 95% of the revenue for MQL5 comes from MT4, and there are billions of indicators available for MT4 that are not available for MT5 because nobody uses MT5, so they haven't bothered coding them. So everybody uses MT4 because that's where all the indicators are. If you Google anything to do with indicators on, I want to find an indicator to do this, you'll get 1,000 MT4 indicators come up. And then you'll go for MT5, and you won't find it. So MT4 all the way. That may change in the future, but it's going to take a hell of a lot to move people away. The only reason MT5 will take over from MT4 is if brokers and prop firms force everybody's hand and move them to MT5. But what you'll find is they'll all have to do it at once, because if my broker turned around and said, we're not doing MT4 anymore, more MT5, I'm going to jump ship. Then my broker's going to go, sorry, come back, because I earn them loads of money. It's not going to happen. So stick with MT4. Everybody's worried about it. I get DMs lots of times in Telegram from people saying, should I get the MT4 or MT5 version? And, everybody's worried about MT4 getting discontinued. Yeah. If you had a business which turned over $10 million plus a year and 95% of its revenue came from one platform, would you scrap that platform in the hope that your $10 million revenue would move over to another one? No. Do you think MQL5 are going to do it? No, not going to happen. They make all their money from MT4. Are there any set files discussed in your Telegram channel? Yeah. But they're also all over the website. Use the website, people. Yeah. Everything you need is on the website. Set files are there. Yeah. Every product has got set files. They're all on the website. There's links to them. There's also some in the Telegram group as well. But they're all pretty much what's on the website, just with slight modifications to it. all in there. Seymour, I will replay afterwards, yeah. I think I found the new MT4 indicator that replicates that other one, but I need more parts to it as confirmation. It sounds to me like you're trying to patch up an old banger, and every time you put something on, something else falls off. Hopefully the strategy is not like that. I've got thousands of strategies I've developed over the years, and I've thought, oh, this is so good, it's so close to being profitable, and then I plug something into it and it becomes profitable, then I backtest it and it becomes unprofitable, so I unplug that and plug another one in and it becomes profitable, then I backtest it again and it becomes unprofitable. So I do it, and you just keep going around in circles. Eventually you realize that just hitting the buy and sell button has a 50% strike rate. Just do that. It's easier. How about CTrader? I have personally never used CTrader. I know a lot of people do use CTrader. Again, it's very much driven by, at the moment, specifically prop firms. There's very few, if any, prop firms that allow CTrader as a platform. They're all MT4 and MT5 based. Same with brokers. There's not that many brokers that do CTrader. There are some that offer it. The bigger ones, really. I've never used it. I have downloaded it and played with it, but I've never really got into it. I don't need to, because I've got MT4. The problem I find with software and choosing software is everybody's looking for that piece of software that has that really amazing EA or indicator or something. And, you know, EAs and indicators are good, but there isn't anything on CTrader that would make you profitable over MT4. There's nothing on MT4 that would make you profitable over MT5. And there's nothing that would make you more profitable than using, you know, the ADR indicator in a simple reversal strategy. You don't, or RSI, you know, this comes with MT4. Right? It's, you know, I've do this. There's a video on the website about the RSI. Yeah, everybody hates the RSI and slags it off. Why do you think it works? Because everybody thinks it's crap. Do the opposite to what retail does, and you'll become profitable. How to backtest the RSI and find an edge for basket trading. There's a video on the website about this. Yeah, go out to the 4-hour chart, scroll out. Yeah, literally. If you just use this indicator, which comes with MT4, it's built in. So if you download MT4, right, and you did nothing but open a blank chart with nothing on it, added an RSI to it. Now I'm going to be tested. Oscillators, RSI. That's mine. Yeah, add an RSI. Switch out to the 4-hour chart. And if you did literally nothing, but every time this got over 75, you hit the sell button, and every time it got below 25, you hit the buy button, you become a profitable trader. Hit the sell button there and there. Yeah. And then get out there. Hit the buy button there. And then hit the buy button again there. And hit the buy button again there. And then get out there. Hit the sell button there, get out there. Hit the sell button there, get out there. Hit the buy button there, get out there. If you miss that one, hit it again there, and get out there on all 3 of those positions. Yeah. What's the difference? This is the, you know, I've just shown you a simple strategy that works. And literally, there is no one on this planet, including my kids, who cannot trade this. I've taught my son during his holidays to trade RSI in the summer holidays, and he can trade it, and he's got an MT4 demo account, and he's done it. He's not interested in it, he doesn't do it anymore, but to give him something to do, I taught him to trade H4 mean reversion. He had profitable P&L by the end of the summer. Really easy. But what people are doing is they put these stupid orders in the market that says, if it goes down and it doesn't quite go down to where I want it to, which is a 25-to-1 reward, take me out with a loss. Okay, what do you think the market does? If you'd have just literally hit the sell button there and got out at a point that had a plus in it, instead of a minus in it, you would make money in this market. That's all you need. That's all that does. Obviously, it does a little bit more, but it's at the end of the day, that is the core of my strategy. The core of the bootcamp is about RSI. RSI is king. The reverse alert indicator is queen. Match those two together, you'll make money. So having CTrader, MT5, MT4, NinjaTrader, Bookmap, Jigsaw, TradingView, whatever, has absolutely nothing to do with profitability. Hitting the sell button and exiting when the profit is there is what makes you money. If I close New Zealand dollar Swiss right now, I can make $158. That's what makes me a profitable trader. Look at New Zealand dollar Swiss. Yeah. I got in here, right? I had an opportunity yesterday to make profit. I had an opportunity during Asia a couple of times to make profit, pushed up in London. And since London, I've had an opportunity to make profit. All the way through New York, I've got a profit. There's no indicator or platform that's making me miss money. It's the fact as whether or not I now hit the close button or not and put that there. Yeah. The reason this pound CAD is going to make me money is because I haven't put an order in to tell it to stop me out and lose me 1 to 2% of my account. That pound CAD is coming back. Yeah. It's got to do a 1.5 ADR move to the downside. I'm not going to take losses, am I? I will do. It will scale out. But my point is the platform, you know, whether it's CTrade or MT4, MT5, has got nothing to do with money and how you're making money. It's nothing. It's literally what you do as a trader. And that's the, you know, the profit is all here because I know how to extract money out the market, not because I know how to use MT4 or because I bought an EA that does anything clever. My EA literally goes, is the RSI extended? Yep. Okay. Wait until there's a little bit of selling. Okay. Get in. Okay. Is it working? Yeah. Get out. It's legit. It's not rocket science, is it? So Dow Jones, does that just stop me out and then drop it? Yeah, you little. Stop losses. Yeah. Why did I just lose money? Why did I lose $263? Because I put an order in to tell me to lose $263. If this comes down now to that propulsion gap or that propulsion gap, which I can say with 100% certainty in the next 24 hours it's going to do, what's the reason I lost money? Nothing else. Because my prop firm forces me into having a maximum loss. I know where it's going. I just don't know when. Welcome aboard, Stifle. Hassan, sorry, I missed you 20 minutes ago. Afternoon, who's done? Sorry, I've said hello to you already. Let's have a look. KB, is there a reason RSI is the only indicator you will see on charts during Bloomberg broadcast? There is a reason RSI is the only indicator you will see on charts during Bloomberg broadcast. Is that true? I have never paid attention. And I can guarantee you what their RSIs look like is this. Let me just open a new chart. That's what their chart will look like, yeah? Because there is no institutional bank in the world that uses candlesticks. They don't use them. They don't need them, yeah? What they work on is probabilities, yeah? The probability of a downward movement after a sustained buying cycle is high, yeah? I could literally trade off of an RSI without ever seeing a chart pattern and be profitable because I know how the market works. Yeah. So I'm not surprised. I've never actually noticed that. I will watch Bloomberg because I do watch Bloomberg every now and again, but I've never noticed that they have an RSI on there. It's interesting. But yeah, there's a reason for that. Yeah. Should you, well, not that one. Should you be a buyer or a seller on the pound US dollar at the moment? It's a seller. Why? Because they've been buying it for ages. So what do they have to do to make profit now? Sell it. So what's going to happen next? It's going to be a selling frenzy. So what do you want to do? Buy it or sell it? Sell it. Why do they say buy low and sell high? Why is that one of those things that you see in all the films? Because that's what the market does. They buy it when it's low and they sell it when it's high. Look at that head and shoulders pattern. I can't, I don't need to see a chart to tell you that we had a head and shoulders reversal up there. I can see it on the RSI because the RSI is plotting price and price is high. So we need to be selling it. But yeah, anyway, that's why I like the RSI. Oh, you get. I'm going to have one more crack at this with a wide stop where we are 125 ADR. That high is 1400 away. So I'm going 13,000. I'm giving myself a 10-point stop, basically. Yeah. Oh, that's a bit close, isn't it? That's still a bit close, but anyway. So target is basically propulsion. These are all valid targets, and I'm pretty sure these will all get taken out at some point, but I'm not going to get greedy. I can hear the sellers coming in. So we're either going to crack that and drop, in which case I'm probably going to get stopped out because it's a bit too tight. Or I think because we're 125 ADR, we're extended and we're going to drop anyway. So I'm going to just stick with that as my last attempt on Dow this afternoon. That will get me $600, which is fine. That gets me back into profit, basically. I'm still in profit for the day. I'm $200 up. Got floating 260. Got Euro US dollar short as well. So that, I'm just going to leave that one. I'm not going to push the Dow anymore. If it doesn't do that trade or come down from here before it gets up there, I'm just going to leave it alone. There's your NASDAQ. Yeah, so we have got those highs now, and the sellers have started to enter up there. Got propulsion gaps to the upside to get to as well. So there is potential upside for it still. We will see. We should await the new RSI EA named after your son. Well, I don't need to. I've got the market reverse alerts EA. That is exactly what that does. Yeah, these are all, every single one of these accounts is all trading RSI. Just different variations of it. ADR, yeah. This is trading ADR reversals. What happens when you get a hit on ADR? Swiss yen. Yeah, what happens when you get, oh, that's not right, actually, that one. Euro yen, let's look at that one. Okay. So what happens when you get an ADR hit? You get an RSI extension. So it's just another way of looking at the same thing, really. Very similar stuff. In fact, somebody, when I first built the EA, this was ages ago, we got divergence on the Euro yen as well, or the hourly. Actually, it's not really that divergence. Let's scrap that. Yeah, somebody contacted me when I first released the EA. And they basically took the ADR reversal set file and added the RSI extension into it. And they got a much, much better. They were using a stop loss as well. So they were using, I'll have to look it up. I don't know. I actually won't be able to find it now. But I think they weren't using 100. They were using something like 125. or 150 as the initial entry on ADR, but they had to have an hourly RSI extension condition as well. So basically, what they were saying was, when we get an ADR hit, we also need to have pushed hard enough to be up there ready for a profit take move, which massively increased the strike rate of the strategy, of the ADR reversal strategy. But obviously it missed loads of trades. So for example, I just showed you that one on Swiss yen. Yeah. So it would have missed that today. Actually, that was an ADR hit to the downside, wasn't it? So it would have hit that one. But it missed loads of opportunities, but increased the strike rate. You know, and this is the great thing about the EA. It's so flexible. You do what you like with it. Luke, Lee's wisdom changed my trading, guys. Just past phase 1 of yet another My Forex Funds challenge. Good man. Nice one. Good job. You've been trading the reversal alerts or the ORB, Luke? A bit of both. More RSI extensions, support resistance, and the reversal alerts. Yeah. So RSI extensions. If you there's two strategies I try. Thanks for the follow, MFO. MFO. MPHO. I don't know how to pronounce that one. MFO. MFO. Welcome aboard. So I'm useless for names. You will learn. The RSI. So when I've position traded in prop, I have passed prop with position trading. This is coming down. I'm going to add another sell stop under that 15-minute low. So what I'm looking for is an inside bar off of this candle. So this has now broken that high. We've filled that propulsion gap. So I'm basically looking for us to trade around in here for a bit, maybe, and then break that low and flush. So I'm adding on the 15-minute break as well. And the stops will then obviously come down and trail each other as well. What was I saying? Brain's gone. What was I talking about? RSI, yeah, sorry. Prop firm. So on prop, by far the best way to pass a prop evaluation, in my opinion, is to use a very tight risk reward. So use a 1.5R. So if you're using RSI extensions, if you only went on the hourly, yeah, and used the 75 or the 80 RSI extension on prop with a half an ADR stop and a 3/4 of an ADR target, and this is pretty much what I do on my prop account, yeah? I use RSI extension at support and resistance, and I use reversal alerts. So what I'm looking at, and I'm building another EA at the moment to do a little bit more back testing on weekly and monthly support resistance zones. But that's basically what I'm doing, is I'm looking for price to have got extended. I'm getting alerted on RSI. I'm looking left. Are we at an area of decent support resistance? If we are, I will get in with a good half an ADR stop, but I will only target the same sort of distance to the downside. Strike rate is 65%, but it's using reversal alerts and RSI extremes to get those profit take moves. Forget that, because that's obviously crazy bank stuff. But look here. So RSI extension above 75 is there. Yeah, so you wait for the reversal alert. Half an ADR stop, which is 38 pips in this case. So it'd be somewhere up here would be your stop. Yeah, and all you're looking for is an equidistant move back down to the downside after you get that. So it's the profit take move on the initial push. There's one here, 75, which was there. Yeah. Oh, there you go. There you go. That's exactly that trade. Half an ADR. Half an ADR stop. Yeah. But all you're doing is you're taking the most probable entries. Lagarde speaking again in 18 minutes. Really? Oh, look at that. Without the tensions, we would have indicated that additional hikes were required. Right, so she would have said we're going 0.5 again in May. But the only reason she didn't say that, the last one, was because the banks were going bust. Interesting. So they are still massively bullish euro. It doesn't bode well for my euro US dollar short, does it? Everything goes up, must come down. It can come down before it goes up. But yeah, that's a really good strategy that Luke's using there, which is very, very, very similar to what I do with my prop. Got to use a prop. Got to use a stop on prop. Drawdown is very, very hard to manage. So you have to put those silly orders in that get you taken out. Common lad, support resistance of the reversal alerts is essentially just the retests of the reversal alert blocks. No, support resistance and reversal alerts would be so that is a resistance. Yeah. So I would have got an RSI extension or an RSI alert there at that level. And I've looked left and gone, yep, that looks pretty good. And I've got in and I'd have got stopped out of that one. I would have had another alert, obviously above 80, and that one I would have got. So that would have been a stop out. That one would have been a profit. As long as you're going with 1.5R, yeah, and you've got a 50% strike rate, you are profitable. So if you just trade RSI extensions and then drop down onto low time frames and just wait for those reversal alerts to come in, i.e., the sellers are on board. That's all we're looking for, yeah? When we get extended on RSI and the higher time frames, all we're looking for is, have we got sellers or buyers in the direction? So if we're extended to the downside, it's like here, it's a perfect example. Look. So we're extended to the upside on the hourly, right? Yeah. RSI extension started here. Yeah, so all day on Friday, rather, we were extended on RSI. Yeah, it pushes up, pushes up, pushes up. I'm using the 75 extension, not the 70. So my first entry, actually my first signal was here. Yeah, so we pushed up, pushed up, pushed up. Yeah, let me mark it so we can see. Yeah, so I would have got the alert there on RSI. The EA took this for me anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, so I got the RSI extension there, alert. The first reversal alert we had, so we had a reversal rectangle there, pushed up, pulled back, reversal rectangle jumped to there, pushed up, pulled back, reversal alert rectangle jumped to there, pushed up, pushed down, reversal alert, in. Half an ADR stop, 38 pips, which is 38, somewhere around there. Yeah. And then I took half an ADR profit, which is 38 pips to the downside. There, 393. Yeah. Very, very, very simple strategy. RSI extended above 75 on the 1 hour. Reversal alert, i.e. the sellers are on board. Let's get in. Doesn't mean it's going to work first time, but we are extended on the hourly. So there's very little chance of them pushing it further because they have run out of steam. There's more chance of them taking profit on this whacking great move. Yeah. Market structure. The market pushes. It takes profit. It pushes. It takes profit. It rinses, repeats. All we're doing is when the market is extended, we know there's a profit take coming. We've got no idea when. No one can time the market. But when we got sellers on our side, because we're looking for the profit take, that's when we get in, because this could well be the start of the bank's profit take move. If it is, I want in. If it just keeps going, fine, keep going. The longer you go, the better, because the more extended you get on here, the faster that snapback is going to become. Yeah. easy strategy. And all it needs is the RSI indicator and the reversal alerts indicator. Because literally you're just taking that. Yeah. This is an ADR reversal. Look, ADR, we're stretched to its average daily range. What's happening? We're running out of steam. The buyers are stepping in because they're taking profit on this move. Everybody that's sold today is sitting on a whacking great P&L with lots and lots of zeros. So for those zeros, yeah, they're sitting on this. Look, yeah, they're sitting on a P&L in green with loads of zeros on it. The only way they can make that unrealized profit a realized profit is to take profit on the move. The only way they can take profit on the move if they're a seller is by hitting the buy button. What happens when lots of people hit the buy button at the same time? The structure shifts back to the upside because candles move up. As soon as the candles start moving up, we jump on board the move. When the move is far enough in our favor, we bank the profit. The inverse of what happened there. Really simple. And obviously Luke's passing prop with it, which is lovely. The other way is you can get in with the opening range breakout EA and just go with 1% risk, and something moves 3R in your favor 3 times, you've passed. It's all numbers, isn't it? It's all risk reward and all luck at the end of the day. Just having an idea of where support resistance is and then taking everything else into context. I'm not a sophisticated trader. Exactly. You don't have to be a sophisticated trader. This is not a difficult job. It's only difficult because we make it difficult. People complicate it. People put 16 indicators on their chart, lots of different EAs that draw arrows and everything, and they get lots of stuff on their chart, and it makes it really, really complicated. At the end of the day, when the market moves up really hard, it comes down really hard. Yeah. So all you got to do is just not get in when it's sitting here. This is a no trade zone because there is a 50-50 chance of the market moving up or down in here. When it's up here, there is still a 50-50 chance of the market moving up or down, but the chances of it moving down are greater because it's moved up already. And we know, I'm not saying I can time it. What I'm saying is I can see historically that for the last 200 years that the markets have been in place, that's what it's done. And unless somebody's going to invent something that stops the market going up and down because people are buying and selling in uneven ratios, this strategy is going to work. Isn't it? As long as someone wants to buy something, someone on the other side is going to want to sell it. As long as those two things in the world exist, this market will move up and down. The only way this stops is when we invent the replicator. And when we can manufacture things ourselves at zero cost, there's no need to have a market anymore. So unless Star Trek becomes reality in the next 10 years, which would be absolutely lovely, this thing's going to work, isn't it? How do you decide the time frame to use with the RSI? Choose, up to you. Which one can you look at? They all do the same thing. Yeah. RSI on the daily works the same way as everything. It's all the same. The markets are fractal. The markets are relative. If you trade the 15-minute chart RSI, yeah, it's all the same. Except on lower time frames, you get more of what I call embedded RSIs, which is this. You get more of an embedded RSI on lower time frames, which is why you use a higher time frame for analysis and a lower time frame for entry. Everything M15 and below is chop. It's choppy time frame. What we're seeing is loads and loads of orders getting executed over and over again. Yeah. What we see on higher time frames is market structure. Who's in charge? What we see on lower time frames is those orders being executed by the people that are in charge. So you use a higher time frame for analysis, which is this video here. Yeah. Multi-time frame analysis and elastic band theory and psychology. Well, tag that on the end. It's more about multi-time frame analysis, which is in here. There. Oh, Greg, you've ruined my day. Hello, look at my massive house, which I've earned by my £11 million a year trading company. And there we go. This is, yeah. If you are a full-time scalper and day trader, you can trade hourly on M5. If you work from home and you can look at the charts every 4 hour, use the 4-hour RSI. If you work full-time and you can only check the charts once a day, use the daily charts or the weekly charts. You can do that, really. I mean, if you can do that, you can do that, really, can't you? Which is why H4 M15 is the core strategy that I teach in the bootcamp, because if you think about this, there's in your day, your waking day, there's 12 hours, right? So that means you get 3 candles a day. If you can check the charts 3 times a day, you can do H4 M15. So you wait for H4 RSI extensions and you get in on M15 entries. Yeah, this only alerts, this dashboard, RSI dashboard on the 4 hour, only alerts 3 times a day while I'm awake. Here come the sellers. Second entry just about to go in. Yeah, so, wait for the 4-hour RSI extension, short it. Wait for the 4-hour RSI extension, short it. Wait for the 4-hour RSI. I mean, there's 3 trades. There's no trade there. I don't know why that one didn't trigger. Probably didn't get extended on the hourly because this is H1. But look, RSI extension, entry, exit. RSI extension, entry, exit. This was 4 hour, but this was the hourly. That's why there's more entries. There was an entry, exit. There was an entry, exit. Yeah, if you can check your charts 3 times a day, right? Once before you leave work in the morning, once at lunchtime at work, and once when you get home from work, you can trade H4 M15 stroke M5 mean reversion. And all you need is an RSI and the reverse alert indicator to show you when there's strength. You don't even need this. If you don't want to get the I mean, it's $50, but if you don't want to get it, don't get it. Yeah, you can see when things start to go down, get in. You can, most people can see on the chart that at the moment it's selling. Yeah. Use the time frame that works for you in your lifestyle. The faster the time frame, the less reliable, but the more signals and the more potential you have. Euro Swiss has just hit ADR. Hopefully to the downside. No, damn, that means we've got a strong euro. Oh no, we got a weak Swiss franc. That's even better. There we go. So Euro Swiss, ADR hit. Not quite, but very close to having an extension on RSI because we've hit ADR, we've pushed the upside. Therefore, the relative strength of the euro and the Swiss is high. So we want to be selling it. Just about tapped it there, drop. Didn't tap it there, hit it there, drop. Not quite hit it there, but what do you think is coming? And also, this indicator, WRB, yeah, look at it. You know where this is going. You know where this is going. It's going there. We know it's going here. Fact. That might take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, could take 5, 10, 15 days. I don't know, but it's coming back here. Just does. Price is attracted to propulsion moves. Sometimes they take longer than others, but they always get hit. Yeah, we got up there. Where do you think we're going? There. So this is a good example of position trade management, right? So Euro Swiss. Thanks for the follow. Oh, Sahil, sorry, I missed you. And Fidel, welcome aboard. So this is a really good example of, I'm thinking of going short on Euro Swiss because we've got an ADR hit to the upside. We're quite extended on the RSI, so I can't fancy as a short. What is going to happen here? One of 2 things. We're either going to go up and fill that and test that, or we're going to go down and fill that. Which of them is going to happen? I have absolutely no idea, and nobody on this planet or in this room right now can tell you the answer to that. However, I can plan that if I go short here and this doesn't go down and it decides to go up here first, what should I do? Enter a position there, and a position there. And then when it's done that, what's it going to do? Go back the other way, probably. So I will get it short here, here, and here, which means that once we're here, all we've got to do is move down to there and I can get out with no loss whatsoever. I'm suddenly a break-even trader instead of a losing trader. Or I could wait a little bit longer and take a profit. Or I could scale in with a 1.3 lot multiplier and all I need is that to make a profit. Or the trade works and I just get out there. But see how easy it is to plan it when you know what the likely outcome is. When you're up here, it's likely to do that. When you're down here, it's likely to do that. So you have a directional bias, Euro New Zealand ADR, purely in the fact that this little thing is sitting up there. All you've got to do is wait for the people who are going your way to tell you they've started, which is what the reverse alert indicator does. It shows you the structure of the current market. And when it breaks there, we've got sellers on board. Yeah. Why am I in short on this for the second entry now? Because we've broken that low. Look at it on the 5-minute time frame. Yeah. What am I taking? Well, you can't see because the indicator's not on it, but I'll show you what I'm taking. I can see it because I trade it all day and I just can see it anyway. But yeah, look at what I'm taking. This is a reversal alert. This second entry is a reversal alert, a 5-minute reversal alert. Hasn't triggered yet. I'm taking it preemptive, obviously, too early. But that's why I'm taking this short, because I can see we're about to get a break in structure. And as soon as that happens, we'll get sellers come on board. Coming down to these targets. We don't know which one of these targets is going to hit, but if it gets down to there, I'm more than happy. What's it got to do to get down to there? 20,000 points. I can't work in those silly numbers. Look at it on a real chart. We've got to move down 2,000, which is just over a quarter of its average daily range. So in a day, this thing does 600 pips on average. I'm only asking it to do a quarter, roughly a third of its average daily range to get me out of a profit with a load of money. But we're about to get a reversal of that on it, which is going to signal a short. The short sellers are in control. He says, sitting here, hoping that this candle closes bearish and we get a reversal alert. It's not going to do it now. You watch. Because I'm watching it. If you watch stuff, it doesn't happen. 30 seconds. It's not going to happen, is it? It's going to prove me wrong just because I'm doing it live. Anywho, I'm going to disappear because it's 4 o'clock. This is the only trade I'm taking now. This is the last trade of the day, assuming it works. And I'm hoping in 5 seconds this is going to close bearish. It's not. It's not going to do it. Look, watch. You watch. No, didn't get it. Just missed it, look, by 1 pip. Next candle. If this is a bearish candle, this is going to do it. Look at that. 1 pip. But I'm too short, basically, on the Dow. Right. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 7:50 for the Frankfurt session, and obviously be back 1:20 for the New York session as well. If there's anything you need, I'll be in the Telegram group. Be aware, obviously, tomorrow's bank holiday in Asia, so we probably have a fairly tight Asian session tomorrow. We've got the Aussie monetary policy meeting minutes tomorrow morning as well. Probably won't do anything, but just be aware you might get some movement on the Aussies. Euro, we've got that in the morning, but that doesn't do anything. So it's the CPI figures for the CAD that we're waiting for. And then we've got Lagarde speaking as well. So this is where it's all going to kick off tomorrow. The news starts, and then we're straight into CPIs and FOMC moves. So big day tomorrow afternoon. If you've got any CAD positions on, yeah, I've got exposure long on the CAD. So just be aware, obviously, if you've got any CAD exposure on, you may need to do something with it tomorrow. So for example, here, I'm going to need to possibly do some drawdown control tomorrow. If that CAD does not get positive CPI, if it gets negative CPI, I'm going to do, well, I'm not, the EA is going to do DD control on it for me, but just be aware if you've got anything tomorrow that is in profit on the CAD ahead of the news, either bank it or break even it. Thanks for the help today. No problem, James. Anything you need, I'll be in the Telegram group, obviously, as usual. I live in there. But I'll be back tomorrow morning, and obviously we'll see how we get on. Yeah, we'll see how we get on tomorrow afternoon as well with those figures. I'm not going to come on early tomorrow for the CPI. I'll come on at 1:20 at the same time, and we'll obviously look at what the fallout is. But very good chance of positive CPIs on those tomorrow, I think, and positive CAD news. So we'll see what happens. All right, have a good one, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow. If you need anything, come in the Telegram group. Have a good day.